Today we'll be talking about the future of these videos. And then I usually cut to another angle here. I wasn't planning to record this video, but I kind of underestimated how long it would take to get set up, and today is August 14th, which means that the last video I recorded out of the old place has come out on Patreon. There's a couple of tiers of Patreon that it goes through first before it gets to YouTube. But I'm out of a backlog now. That was the end of the backlog. And I really like releasing a video every week, but I'm not going to be able to do that forever. And right now, we're going to take a break. More on that later, but I thought it would be neat to look at the recording space. It's something I like. It's something I put a lot of time into over the last 2 weeks, and it's almost ready, but not quite yet. So we're going to do a quick kind of behind the scenes of the new recording area, and maybe a sneak peek of some future videos to come out. This isn't directly related, but here's where I will sit to play games and such. The last of the moving vlogs, if you watched any of those, this room was empty, but we've kind of put it together as a living room. We each have our own setup with a coffee table, an entertainment center, got my TV, and then even an extra one for the computer for when I play games, and put that up there, something I had from the last one. Hi. But through this door is my office. And we're going to do a quick tour of that. Screens. All of the screens. As many screens as possible. We have over here the editing computer, as set up and talked about in previous videos. Currently editing things this morning. We'll get to what's behind it later, but it's all set up. We've got this stuff. I'm pretty happy with that. All of the cables are currently unmanaged entirely, so that is what it is. There's not much I could do about that at this point in time. I've had my focus on other things for right now. But we are all set up here. We've got that. The work computer is working. I'm not exactly pleased with the layout of these monitors just yet, but it's there and it's happy. It works for what I'm doing, which is working. Not today, thankfully. There's that. I have cable. I guess I managed one cable. 2 cables. And these are my charging cables for anything over here. Like the headphones I wear when I'm sleeping. I managed those 2 cables and pulled them up around there. Cool. But for the backgrounds of these videos, or future videos, if I'm sitting over at the editing computer and I'm doing wildlife editing and things like that, I've got a webcam, and so I'll record myself. I have a nice backdrop. And if I'm at this computer and I'm working, I've got a webcam, and I'll have a nice backdrop. I'll probably close the door, but I did set up some shelves with some cool stuff. Some of it might be in future videos. Some of it might just be for display. Some of it has been in videos, like the Pokemon cards. Then we have the closet. Yeah, when I shut the door, I actually want to change this around, but I put some comics there just so that it's not a completely blank door. And then, this Pokemon poster is really cool. I've had this thing for a very long time because, as you can see, it was through the years up until 2013. We got this at a release of one of the games, I don't remember which, and one of my siblings painted these for me. Those are really cool. So kind of a Skyrim inspired, and Dark Souls specifically, with the armor there, and matches my Dark Souls characters over here for the statue. Anyway, the closet. This closet's got a lot of room, a lot of space, and it is filled to the brim. I really like it. I've been able to set up for all my charging stuff here. I went out and did wildlife this weekend, so that means I was unpacking everything and pulling out, and so I can charge all the batteries for that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty great. I was able to store a bunch of stuff up top. I get everything unpacked mostly. I've got all of my camera stuff over here, so when I go out, I've got cameras in there and cameras in there and all this stuff, and a lot of cool stuff here too. Really fun. boxes of cables and things like that. Some of this stuff might be in future videos. Not the cables, that would be boring, but hey, there's my box full of headphones. We talked about headphones not long ago. I've got a box full of cell phones around here because we talked about cell phones too. But anyway, lots of closet space, right? Really cool. Really happy about all that. It's all in here. It all kind of fits. I've been tweaking it, but that's not really the point of today's video now, is it? I got a really nice painting from another sibling who did it of a D&D character that I played around with a long time ago. And then paintings that my significant other and I did at some painting classes that we took. That went up before I moved everything else around. There was something else here, so I don't really want them hidden behind that stuff, but it is what it is. And I've got some empty space here where I have plans for things to go, but it will be what it will be. However, this is where we get into, and you can see the unmanaged cables. This is the recording set going forward, and I'm really happy with how it's come together. I built some cube storage that I bought a while back, and it's just been sitting there. That was back in June. Just decided that would be cool for what's going to happen here. Let's try to get around. It's a bit precarious, and as I said, not a single cable has been managed in the place. There we go. These are filled with things that will be coming, may be coming, and are just cool in general, some of which have been on camera already, some of which have not, but I thought it would be neat to set the whole thing up. And of course, let's come over here and get a remote with all the buttons on it and see if we can, yep. Because of course I did. If I was going through all this work of building cube storage and setting it all up, why wouldn't I put LEDs behind it? So we have LED lights, and actually there's 2 strands, and I have to get a bit more precarious with that in order to set them up, but I can control 2 of them individually, so I can set 2 different colored lights, and the way that I put it around the back, boy, there's not room here. The way I put it was kind of a pattern of like, cable A goes this way and then this way, and cable B goes this way and then this way. So there should be a bit of an alternate, and I can at least do 2 different colors on there, which will be nice. Doesn't really show up on this one. That's why we're not entirely ready yet on this camera anyway, but I've got some more work to do. We're almost there though. I was able to put like down here is a network switch and more power. That's the recording dock. I've got my mixer and stuff down there. You know, that's not exactly pretty, but it is what it is. We can put the switcher over here and this stuff. And then we've got the cameras set up. So that's a TV right there. Got that off of online thrift store, which I was really happy about. It's actually the second one. I'll talk about that in a minute. And, you know, an extra monitor screen so that I can have all my notes up there. Probably just put them on that half because of the cameras. And then that's where we will put, let's see here, just plug this in right now and turn on, let's turn on a camera or 2. Or 3, because I have 3 of them set up here. My old cameras, which was what we've been recording. It's not like anything super different there, but there's the power switch for that. The purpose, so that I can come and I can sit down on my chair to be able to record. Everything running into the switcher, and then coming around to here. And there we go. So now that is, let's see, which one is number 2? That's, I'm not fully, is it this one? Where's the button? Well, oh well. It's fine, you get the point. If I go and make it full screen, one of them is not fully, okay, so if that one's there, then it is the 5D. But there we go. Look, it's not fully set up. Oh, wait. No, it's actually that one, isn't it? It's the further one. It's the main camera. Anyway, the point is I have the option. Look, there it is with no lights on because I don't have the lights going or anything, but that's us as we record. I'm happy about this. I've got another tripod here that will be the crossbar for the camera that goes here for the top-down view, but we've got a top-down view onto this nice table that I have, I've got my recording stuff set up, multiple camera angles, some extra lights that I'll have to use to get light specifically here because the big lights are more for me in the background. And we do have this one that is honeycombed as a backlight. So that'll be cool. That's what, I don't have the lights fully going, that's why I'm not turning them on right now to show you because, well, they're not quite ready. I actually need to balance all the levels and set a key light and a fill light and the whole thing. It requires a lot more work. That's why I'm not really ready to record anything specifically today. But we're close, we're real close. I started working on getting the camera angles, but that kind of goes hand in hand with the lights, right? So the main one, setting the angle on that, getting a close up there. This will be for that fourth one that's there. And then, yeah, I need to put the top down and get that. I probably won't leave this on all the time. I don't 100% trust this as a mount, but it does work for now, even though it is sandbagged. Anyway, that's the recording. But there is one more thing that's just really cool about this that I want to show you. This table. I bought this table specifically. Glass is really not a good surface to record on. Look, if I were to turn on the top-down camera right now, you'd get reflections from those things there, and even worse when all the light's on there. So why is it like this? Why did I get this table? Well, this didn't come frosted like this. This is one single sheet. It's got the black here, and then this is transparent. You would be able to see all the way through. But there's something underneath it. What is it? Well, press the button and give it a minute, because it takes a second here in order to do what it's gonna do. Look, it lit up. What do we have here? Oh, there's a piece of plywood and some electronics and light underneath. Oh, look at that. So what I did, this is not the first TV I purchased. I purchased another used TV so I could replace the little 7-inch monitor that I was using. That TV that we have here is for the purpose of a monitor. I mean, it's for, for the recording, right? We're going to be able to do that. But that little field monitor really needs to go back with my recording for when I go out to see wildlife. However, I still need something in order to monitor as I'm recording so that I can see all my various camera angles and everything here. I'll be able to monitor the audio as I'm going and make sure that it's recording. It's all right there. It's great to have the TV. This is fantastic. Not the first TV I bought. The first TV I bought came and the LCD panel was smashed. Well, what can I do with a broken TV? I can take the backlight out of it, especially an old LCD TV, and I can attach it to the underside of a desk, and then now my desk is all lit up. So I will have to, it's rather bright. So I might put one more layer of like a diffusion, something under there to dim it just a little bit, but that's why I'll have extra lights in order to light up the subject that'll be sitting on top of it, as well as lighting me up. So, quite pleased with this, the way it came together. It was a bit of a hassle to get everything, but I basically just took apart an entire TV, took the tubes out of it, and then put them on here with a bit of the backing material that uses it as a reflective, and then just taped up to the upside of it. It's hard to see when the lights are on, isn't it? There we go. Tubes there, and then the material from the TV, the plastic that goes underneath the actual screen material, as it turns out. I now know how to break down an LCD TV, is here. So I've got a light table, which I'm super thrilled about. This was something that I really wanted to look forward to, and I bought the pieces back in June after I decided this is what was going to happen after the move, and then they just sat there until now. Oh, it's cool though. It's really cool. It's going to look nice. It's a lot nicer than what we had before with the dresser. We are going to have a nice backdrop, like I said. We've got actually a lot of cool stuff here. As I was digging through boxes, I went, oh man, I forgot I had Black Series figures, and I forgot I had some of this stuff. And I've got some comics there, and older ones. It's a whole thing here, right? Really cool. This will make for a nice backdrop. This is just the first iteration of it, just so I can be clear. I'll probably get bored and rearrange this and move stuff in and out as I do more things. But this is going to be what it is for the time being and going forward. This is the recording setup. Got all my cameras and lights going. I just need to really adjust all that, and I kind of split the room between the two. Here, let's go. back out here and take a look from over here. Yeah, this will work. I'm really happy about this. This is really cool. It's gonna be a nice thing that I can just leave set up. That's the other thing. It's not taking up room in my bedroom where I'm trying to sleep. And it's not like there's a bunch of stuff that's just back behind it, like garbage and, packing boxes and things like that. It's actually well displayed. It's got room for all my stuff. And I have a bunch of ideas for things to come out of here for different recording types. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just not fully ready to go as of today, which is when I would really need to be recording something. But I do have one other thing we're going to talk about. Back out in the living room, where we are still unpacking in that process, and the boxes here and stuff like that. But this is where I keep my server. I keep the server over here with everything so that we can have everything backed up and server storage, and I run a Plex server for my videos, and anyway, that's not really important. This is what's important. We've got these shelving. Shelvings are really cool, and I've got 3 full sections of it here, doubled up, so 6 really, full of Magic the Gathering. And you better believe we are going to be able to make some videos out of this stuff. It's going to require a lot of research to make sure that they're not boring, and I'll actually have to do things like that, but look, we talked about Pokemon, we talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic is what really got me going here, and as you can see, I have a fair amount of it. I think this is everything. I guess there's some more boxes over there with that stuff. Yeah, we're gonna be making some Magic videos. Realistically, I could see once we get going on this, not dedicating just Magic, but like one a month and just going through everything. There's more than enough here, but again, it'll take some time. It'll take some research. That's something that I haven't had yet because I've been building everything you just saw and getting everything done here in the apartment ready for us to live, I guess, and for me to make videos. So that's something that'll be coming soon. I've got a bunch of ideas, probably in a few months because it's not fully ready to go just yet. Well, that's it. This is the recording space and some of my computers for editing and for work, and my living room, and a bit of our display out there with the Magic the Gathering things. But this is what I've been working on for a few weeks. That's why I don't have anything lined up. So even though I do want to release a video every week for this particular series, we're gonna have a couple weeks off here. I'm thinking the beginning of September will be better for when one will come out for the next one, which means the end of September for YouTube. Just to be clear, it'll hit Patreon first, go through Platinum and Gold for those levels, the Silver, the Bronze before it hits YouTube. So end of September, we'll actually have one recorded with the new setup. It'll be a few weeks off, although I guess it would kind of just be 1 week off, wouldn't it? It might not be the beginning of September. I'm not going to try to make promises that I can't uphold right now at this point because I don't have anything researched in order to make a halfway decent video. I have some ideas. I've got lots of ideas for lots of things that I can talk about, but we're not ready yet. And rather than rush it and make something worse, I'd rather take my time and do it right. So, a brief period after this, then more videos. And going forward 1 a week until I run out of ideas, basically, and I run out of things that I like. Is that possible? I don't know, but we'll see. I've also got a couple other ideas for different video series that will hopefully be coming out soon, depending on when I can get this thing set up and really ready to go and start recording. But that's the behind-the-scenes tour of the new place. I think it goes without saying, but this is something that I really like.